Dear students, this video is on class 10, chapter 15, part 2. The name of the chapter is Our Environment. And today's topic is food chain and waves. So in the previous video, we have discussed about the ecosystem. And in the definition of ecosystem, we have seen an ecosystem consists of all the living organisms in an area along with the non-living components and their interaction. So in ecosystem, there must be three things. One is living organisms, number two non-living components, and number three interaction. So if there is no interaction between the living organism and the non-living components, then that system will not said to be ecosystem. So for example, forest. So in the forest, there are plants, animals, and also soil, water, air. So all the living components, that is plants, animals, they are interact with the soil and they also interact with one another. So that is why forest is an example of ecosystem. In this video, we will discuss about the food chain. So you can see here in this figure, one example is given. This is the forest ecosystem where this level, this is called plants or the small herbs, bushes, etc. And these plants are eaten by these animals, and this is called consumer, and plants are called producer, and these animals again eaten by these animals. So this is called secondary consumer. So in this way, this makes a system, and this is called forest ecosystem. One thing is that all the living organisms depend on one another for their food. That means if you take another example, this is an example of grassland. So in the grassland, so this is grass, this is called grass, and this grass is eaten by this grasshopper. Again this grasshopper is eaten by frog. Frog is eaten by snake, and snake is eaten by vulture. So in this way, this is an example of ecosystem, and in this ecosystem, so all are dependent on one another. You can see grasshopper is dependent on grass. Again this frog is dependent on grasshopper. Again this snake is dependent on frog. Again the vulture is dependent on snake. In this way, all the animals are dependent on each other for their food. So this is one example of food chain. So in an ecosystem, there are a lot of food chain which depend on one another. So according to the definition of ecosystem also, there must be a interaction. So this is the interaction of the animals. Similarly, the lowest portion, this is called producer, and this can produce their own food, and for this they require some abiotic components like water, carbon dioxide, etc. So again, to produce food by the producer or the autotroph, they depend on abiotic components. So for ecosystem, it is must for the interaction of biotic and abiotic components. So let us see what is written in the textbook. So we have formed a series of organisms feeding on one another. So here all the animals are feeding on one another. This series or organism taking part at various biotic levels form a food chain. So what is the definition of food chain? A series or organism taking part at various biotic levels form a food chain. So this is the definition of food chain. So we can see food chain. A food chain is the flow of food energy from one organism to the next and so on. So this is the definition of food chain, that it is the flow of food energy. That means energy is flowed from one organism to another organism in the form of food, from one organism to the next and so on. So this is the definition of food chain. You can write from here. it usually starts with a producer. Producer means the plants, and these are also called autotrophs because they can produce their own food. And end with a carnivore. Carnivore means the animals which eat the other animals. In a food chain, an organism gets food from one group of organisms. In a food chain, organism get food from one group of organisms. So there may be more than one animals. So let us see in the textbook. So this is the definition of food chain, already we got in the notes. So here another important question, that is called trophic level. What is trophic level? Each step or level of the food chain forms a trophic level. So you can see here, so this is the producer. In this forest, this is the forest, and this is the lowest part, this is called producer, and this forms a trophic level. This is the consumer, this is called primary consumer. That means primary consumer means which depend directly on plant, that is called primary consumer. So here there is a deer. Deer is example of primary consumer, and it forms a trophic level, another trophic level. You can see another pyramid. You can see here, this is the trophic levels. So it forms a pyramid like structure. You can see at the bottom there are producer. The second, this is the primary consumers. Third, secondary consumer, and fourth, tertiary consumer. In this way, these are the trophic levels. So you can see in the first trophic level, it is always producer, and you can see also the number of producer is more. That is why most of the consumer or most of the animals depends on plants directly. Second trophic level, it is primary consumer. That means the consumer which depends directly on plant, that is called primary consumer. Third step, third trophic level, secondary consumer. Again it depends on primary consumer. And fourth trophic level is tertiary consumer. So it depends on secondary consumer. So in this way there are 4 trophic level. You have to remember who are present in the first trophic level, in the second trophic level, third trophic level, and fourth trophic level. So remember, in the first trophic level only producers are there. So in this way, definition of trophic level is very important, and who are present in the first trophic level and second trophic level, third as well as fourth trophic level. The autotrophs or the producers are at the first trophic level. This is very important. They fix up the solar energy and make it available for heterotrophs or the consumers. So what happens in the producer? This producer means the plants. These plants absorb sunlight and the inorganic substances from the soil and produce the food for the consumer. So you can see here, they fix up solar energy and make it available for heterotroph. Heterotroph means consumer or the consumers. So here you can see the consumers are of 3 types: the primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer. You can see here the herbivores or the primary consumer come at the second, small carnivores or the secondary consumers at the third, and larger carnivore or the tertiary consumers form the fourth trophic level. So you can see from the pyramid also, or you can see in this ecosystem also. These are the example of food chain. So herbivores means the animals which depends on herbs or plants. So these are herbivores: grasshopper, this insect, this deer, these are herbivores. So herbivores comes at the second trophic level. You can see here the herbivores or the primary consumer come at the second. Who was the first? In the first level, the plants or the autotrophs are in the first trophic level. Small carnivore or the secondary consumer at the third level. So you can see this is the third level. Okay, this is the third level. So this frog is at the third level, and this fish is at the third level. So small carnivore or the secondary consumer at third level. third trophic level, and larger carnivore or the tertiary consumer from the fourth trophic level. We know that the food we eat acts as a fuel to provide us energy to do work. So actually we are getting energy for doing any work. That energy we get from the food that we eat. Thus, the interactions among various components of the environment involves flow of energy from one component of the system to another. So, why we are interact with one another? Because of the flow of energy. That means we are taking energy by taking food. We are taking energy by taking food as another animals or plants. As we have studied, the autotrophs capture the energy present in sunlight and convert it into chemical energy. So this is also another important question. Autotrophs, which makes the food by capturing sunlight and it convert into chemical energy. That means the sunlight, the solar energy is converted into chemical energy. So whatever the energy we are taking from the plants, that energy is in the form of chemical energy. This energy supports all the activities of the living world. That means this chemical energy supports, that means this chemical energy is taken by all the living organism in the world. From autotrophs, the energy goes to the heterotrophs and decomposers. So autotrophs are taken by heterotrophs, and after the death of the heterotrophs, it is decomposed by decomposer, that means by microorganisms. However, as we saw in the previous chapter on sources of energy, when one form of energy is changed to another, some energy is lost to the environment in the forms which cannot be used again. So already we have got in the previous chapter, that is sources of energy, that most of the energy was lost in the environment which we cannot harness. That means that energy was not in the usable form. The flow of energy between various components of the environment has been extensively studied, and it has been found that, so here also in this food chain also there is a loss of energy in the form of various activity. So after various study, this form of energy can be summarized as below. So first point, the green plants in a terrestrial ecosystem capture about 1% of the energy of sunlight that falls on their leaves and convert it into food energy. So you can see by producer, that means the autotrophs or the green plants in a terrestrial ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystem means on the land part. That means the plants which are lives in the land part can capture only 1% of the energy from sunlight. That means whatever the sun energy coming to the earth surface, only 1% of that energy is converted into chemical energy as a food, and rest of the 99% energy is remain in the atmosphere. Second point, when green plants are eaten by primary consumer, a great deal of energy is lost. So when this producer, that means this plants is taken by primary consumer, then there is a huge amount of energy lost by this transformation from producer to primary consumer. How the energy is lost? This energy is lost by this step, that is as a heat to the environment. Number one, this energy is lost due to the heat, and heat goes to the environment. Number one. Number two, some amount goes into digestion. That means whenever this primary consumer, that is here you can see this is deer or this grasshopper. So after taking these plants or grass, they have to digest this food material. So for digestion also there is a loss of energy, already you have got in chapter 6. And third point, in doing work. So this is primary consumer, they have to do work for their daily life. So in that work also, there is a loss of energy, and the rest goes towards growth and reproduction. And fourth point is for growth and reproduction. So growth and reproduction also require some energy. In this way, the energy is lost by primary consumer in the fourth point. Number one is as a heat, number two for digestion, number three for doing work, and number four for growth and reproduction. An average of 10% of the food eaten is turned into the own body and made available for the next level of consumers. So only 10% of energy is taken from each trophic level to the next trophic level. That means on an average, it is take only 10% of energy from the lower trophic level to upper trophic level. For example, suppose I am taking one example. Suppose this producer produces 1000 joule of energy. Suppose this producer produces 1000 joule of energy. If this plant is eaten by primary consumer, then from that 1000 only 10%, that is 10% of 1000 will be 100. That means 100 joule of energy is going on in the primary consumer. Again, if primary consumer is eaten by secondary consumer, so 10%, the 10% of 100 is the 10. That means only 10 joule of energy is going to the next trophic level, that is at secondary trophic level is only 10 joule. And in the fourth step, if tertiary consumer is taken the food from secondary consumer, that means again it is used the 10% of 10, that is 10% of 10 means 1. So 1 joule of 1 joule of energy is going to this tertiary consumer. So you see in the producer there is a formation of 1000 joule of energy, and in the tertiary consumer only 1 joule of energy is transferred from producer to the tertiary consumer. So in this way the energy is lost or energy is transferred from the producer to the tertiary consumer, and this is called the 10% law, and this is very important. The third point is, therefore 10% can be taken as the average value for the amount of organic matter that is present at each step and reaches the next level of consumers. So we can take as an average of 10%. Since so little energy is available for the next level of consumers, food chains generally consists of only 3 or 4 steps. So this is another important sentence. You can see here in this ecosystem or in this food chain, you can see only 3 trophic level is there. So this is the producer, this is primary consumer, and this is secondary consumer. Okay, there is no tertiary consumer. Because of this reason, that means a very little amount, that means 10% energy on and 10% of energy is transferred from one trophic level to the another trophic level. That is why there is only 3 or 4 trophic level is there. That means one food chain is consist of only 3 or 4 steps. So for a better example, you can take an example that tiger. So have you heard that tiger is eaten by any one animal? No, tiger is not eaten by any of the animal. Similarly, vulture, is there any animal which eat vulture as a food? No, because in tiger, in vulture, in horse, so there is a little amount of energy which is stored in their body. So these animals were not taken by any of the animals for the food or energy. So that is why there is a only maximum 3 or 4 steps or trophic level in one food chain. The loss of energy at each step is so great that very little usable energy remains after 4 trophic level. So after 4 trophic level there will be no so much energy that are usable energy remains for the next trophic level. Next point, there are generally a greater number of individuals at the lower trophic levels of an ecosystem, the greatest number is of the producer. So therefore, in the lowest trophic level or in the first trophic level, the population is very high. Okay, because most of the primary consumer is depends on producer, and the number of tiger, number of vulture, you can see it is a very little number, very less number of tiger, lion, etc., because they are depend on secondary consumer. Okay, so in this way we can say that the lower trophic level consists of higher number of population. The length and complexity of food chains vary greatly. Each organism is generally eaten by two or more other kinds of organisms, which in turn are eaten by several other organisms. So, instead of a straight line food chain, the relationship can be shown as a series of branching lines called a food web. So, you can see this grasshopper is eaten by frog. Not only the frog, this grasshopper is also eaten by some other animal, that is fish. Fish also can eat this grasshopper. Similarly, this snake is eaten by this frog is eaten by this snake, or similarly this frog is also eaten by this vulture, or this frog is also eaten by this animal. So there is a lot of branching, or there is a lot of chain in between the one food chain. So in this way we can form food webs. You can see here. So this is the food web. So here this is one food chain, this is another food chain, this is another food chain, this is another food chain. But here in between one food chain, the one of the plants or one of the trophic level may be eaten by more than one or two trophic level. You can see this grass. So this grass is taken by this insect or these animals also, and again you can see this rat. This is a rat. This is in primary consumer, and this is eaten by this animal and this animal, again this animal, snake. Okay, so in every food chain there may be more than 2 or 3 animals which are eaten or depend on one another. So in this way we can form the food web. So we will discuss in the later section. Thank you.